I'm going to stop you there. That's not for this place. I'll talk to you, but I don't want to be bringing Jesus into it. By the time I had moved out of the Violent Crimes Against Children Task Force and another man had taken over that program, he had a case on a local Toledo pastor who had kind of informally fostered a young girl in his church. And then he took that 15-year-old girl and he pimped her out exclusively to other pastors. Presumably there was abuse there too. His daughter was the one who acted as the bottom bitch mentor who showed this foster sister how she was supposed to behave and how she was supposed to treat the men too. So that clearly says something about where the first pastor came from, like what was going on in his family. As the case was made and the ministers were being arrested, I was asked to interview one of the pastors. And I had watched video of him on YouTube preaching. I would joke about it with my buddies as we're preparing for the arrest, and I'm taking notes on how to interrogate him. I said, watch, if you freeze it here, you can see a pair of panties come out of the audience, and he's just wiping his brow with his brow, because it was very, very dramatic. And I watched that on YouTube. We go to arrest him, and I'm interrogating him with another task force officer, and all that stage presence was not there.
Interesting.
He was now, as he knew he was going to have to, he was coming to terms with what he'd done. The interesting part of that interview, while I got a confession out of him, I had a beautiful come to Jesus moment.
We
ready.
love those.
Yeah. Very literally.
Yes.
I was asking him to come to Jesus, and I had Bible verses on confessing your sins and being right with God. And I started going through them, and he said, I'm going to stop you there. That's not for this place. I'll talk to you, but I don't want to be bringing Jesus into it. And you can see how he had so well compartmentalized. Like, the man who has sex with underage girls, that's me. The man who preaches on stage, that's a different one than this carnal man. And so he did give a confession. He admitted to some things. It felt terrible to say a man of God did these things.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane. Talk about compartmentalizing. And I think that is what happens when we're seeing these guys that are getting arrested on the news. You see these white pastors getting arrested for kiddie porn and all this stuff. And you're just like, how do they stand up every day and do this and then go and do their behavior and go home to their wife and kids and put their head on their pillow and start all over again and be okay with themselves?
The crazy thing about this pastor that I had arrested, he was offered a plea deal, I think, of 12 years. And his attorney said, oh, we'll take our chances. So they did, and he got life in prison.